deck building is one of those skills that is really hard, honestly, to develop, and one that I know for a fact I have not mastered, because what I'm playing today is just a straight pile. Hey everybody, Nick from 9cardTCG, and today we have another webcam war with your favorite and also one of my favorites, JustInBasil. JustInBasil runs a fantastic YouTube and also just an incredible website, so if you haven't gone already, check out and subscribe to the YouTube. Visit the website, JustInBasil.com, links to all those in the video description. JustInBasil covers a lot of information about upcoming sets, rotation, things that you can play, how important archetypes. So it's really just a great resource, not only for beginners or new players, but for really anybody who wants to get an idea of what's coming up, what are we losing, what's staying, and these are important discussions to start having as rotation gets nearer and nearer, even though we haven't really had any information about rotation just yet, but still something that happens or will be happening and we have to think about now. If you are in the mood to click stuff and you want to go ahead and click subscribe on this channel, leave it a like and a comment. Those are all things that tell YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. If you're in the mood for some, if you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I am affiliated with Dragon Shield, which means you can use the link in the video description to get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. If you want to support the channel a little bit more directly, you can click the join button somewhere over here. And yeah, that helps a ton, but none of that's ever expected. Just you being here watching is enough for me. Now, with all out of the way, let's go ahead and meet up with JustInBasil.
I was just commenting on the cat cleaning herself. I'm sorry I didn't need you to be ready to your point starting.
The cat petting or doing whatever they're doing is far more important than my intro. JustInBasil, welcome back. I was gonna say welcome, but you're a regular on the channel at this point.
I've been here once or twice.
How's everything going? Are you doing all right? I know you're a little, I don't want to say stressed about rotation, but it's definitely been a topic that I've seen you talk about on Twitter a few times.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say stressed either. I'm curious about rotation this year. It looks like it might be a little different than usual.
So why don't we briefly cover what rotation is and what it generally looks like, and then we can talk about what's different about this year and why it might be different and those implications. So what is rotation and when does it happen?
So rotation is a way, or one of the ways at least, that the Pokemon trading card game tries to make sure that everything stays fresh, that they don't have weird card interactions that they didn't plan for. They just want to make sure that the game's healthy, and that's one of their ways of doing it. It also benefits them because they make more money when cards go out of rotation, but it does help the game too.
So rotation is a process in which cards that have been around for a certain period of time are removed from the legal card pool. So if you were to go to, say, a regional, you can only play with cards that have certain legality or certain from certain sets, and as time goes on, sets are removed from that legal pool. And that's what rotation is. And as JustInBasil mentioned, one of the reasons they do it is to keep things fresh, so players don't get bored. And that's a thing that happens as formats get old and boring. Makes Pokemon more money because as cards get rotated out, you have to replace them, so you have to buy the newest stuff. And also, I personally think it's a very good jumping in point for new players. So
it is, because they have to be less concerned about getting 1,000 different cards. They can focus on just the newer stuff that they need to pick up and not worry about the older stuff.
Yeah.
It's also important to note that rotation only happens typically one time per year. It's not like they're doing, rolling rotations or anything. It's just this one time, generally in summer, where, a year's worth of cards goes out and that's it.
So you said it generally happens in the summer, like August, September-ish?
Yeah, it's typically August or September. Like mid to late August or early September.
Okay. And
typically.
When do we find out when rotation's happening and what's leaving us?
So I am going to reference my own tweet on this because obviously I have the actual dates here.
Sure.
Typically, it's like late April. We'll just go with the last 4 years here. That's what I have here. So last year in 2021, they announced on the 21st of April. The year prior, it was the 27th of April. The year prior to that, it was the 18th of April. And 4 years ago, the latest of all of them was the 15th of May. It's the 17th of May as we're recording this, so we're already past that time frame, which is very interesting.
Yeah. Now, it is important to note that we are recording this on May 17th, and by the time this goes live, there may have been some information about rotation, when it's happening, what's actually getting rotated, and so, definitely, if you're watching this and you're interested in rotation or you play the game, go check Justin Basil's website for the latest news about rotation, because a lot can change in just a couple of days, a week, however long it takes for this video to go up. So just want to make that quick disclaimer. Information will change eventually. We don't know when, so make sure you check out the proper resources.
So part of the reason I bring up these days, and I think part of the reason you did too, is because there's starting to be this what if aspect to rotation right now. So like we said earlier, rotation is typically in the summer, or it has been historically, but there's small bits of evidence to suggest that may not be the case this year, and may not be the case going forward.
Okay.
And again, this is all speculation, so this could be completely wrong. This could be just my harebrained, wild theories. But a couple of the things that are worth mentioning. So they announced the new League Battle decks about a month ago or so.
Right.
Almost 2 months ago.
The Ice Rider and Shadow Rider Calyrex.
Right.
Yeah.
And they release like right before our normal rotation time, right? It would be like maybe a month, and then rotation would hit. And it was weird because both of these decks contain cards will go out in rotation. They will leave. Shadow Rider loses 18 of the cards. Ice Rider loses 20. And these are releasing right before rotation. And you're thinking, oh well, whatever. I mean, there's releasing a product. It doesn't matter. You say that, but the year prior they were releasing Inteleon VMAX League Battle deck, and it was built for rotation. It was rotation ready and released way before these two decks would. It had like a whole extra month, almost 2 months of time prior to the rotation happening. And it was already built for rotation. It had nothing in it that would rotate. Okay. So that's a little interesting. So these decks are not getting rid of the stuff that would rotate in them, which suggests maybe there are other League Battle decks that would take that spot. But the question then is, okay, is it then these are coming out with those cards in them because that doesn't matter? Is there no summer rotation?
Okay.
Is that summer rotation postponed or delayed? Or, as myself and maybe quite a few others at this point are starting to suspect, are we maybe going to try to start to match Japan's format? So right now with rotations, we rotate in the summer, but Japan doesn't rotate until the end of the year after their new base set comes out. Right, so they have this clean rotation, whereas with us, we break a couple of sets off and we end up missing a base set every year when we rotate. So we have a couple of sets where we have these weird pseudo formats that Japan never experienced because they weren't designed for it.
Interesting. Now,
right? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just had a quick question. Since Japan has a very different product release schedule than we do, so how would meeting Japan's rotation, would that impact our product release schedule, or would it make things? Would it cause other problematic interactions since we are going a lot longer in between sets than Japan does? They get like a new set like every month or so, and we get one every few months.
So they could change how sets drop here, but even assuming they don't, I don't think it really would. 3 months is a fairly long time. People have been complaining about the set size. Maybe they go to every 2 months, but maybe that's too frequent for stuff like pre-releases. I don't know. That's a question for TPCI. They're the ones that would have to come up with that answer.
Right.
If they are actually doing this in the first place.
But it wouldn't. You don't think it'd be a problem either way?
No, I don't really. I mean, we have 3-month formats already. Like, they're 3-month formats. They don't. I guess our formats don't match exactly, but they match very, very closely to several of their formats. Like they have basically extra formats is what it comes down to. Whereas we only match their or mostly match their format every 3 months. So the big thing for rotation wouldn't be necessarily that we would be mismatched. It would be that we rotate we would rotate theoretically when Scarlet and Violet base set comes out and becomes legal. So they would rotate when their Scarlet Violet base sets become legal, and we would rotate at that time. So we would probably rotate a couple months later, but with the same card pool.
Is this something that you would like to see happen?
Very much so, yes.
Any particular reason?
For one thing, we would have to panic less about all of our core cards leaving, right? Stuff like Marnie and Quick Ball. Those are obviously the two big ones, but there are others that would be going with literally no replacement for them. And people have talked about Judge, Shauna, and whatever, Cynthia's Ambition, and Zinnia's Resolve, and like all these. Yeah, they're okay, but they are not Marnie. But I think part of the reason I want it to happen is because that means the formats that we would be playing during those months from August or September all the way to the end of the year, that means they're actually designed for it. That means if we have problems with that format, or if Japan has problems with those formats, they're going to be known. They're going to be okay, yes, this is something we can deal with. This is something we're all right with, and this is something we can fix.
Okay.
Whereas if we have some unique format that creates a hole for a specific archetype that never existed in Japan, well, guess what? We're screwed for 5 months.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being beneficial, is to have a unified rotation system. And I also think it just makes play, there are players from Asia who come over to the US or to Europe for things like EUIC, NAIC, other regionals, and they're on not only different release schedules but different rotation, and make that's a lot more work to know. Okay, I have to focus on my format and then also the rules and the format of somewhere else. And if we have a more unified rotation system, then maybe that lessens the burden for international players.
Yeah, it wouldn't be perfect, but it would be an improvement.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, so do you have any other evidence to suggest that there might be this? Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so evidence might be a strong word, but it's we'll go with it.
Okay,
we'll go with it.
Okay.
So one of the things that is worth noting too is the trainer galleries have really not cared at all about what regulation mark the cards are.
Yes.
Like at all. It's just like, okay, well, it's not printed yet, whatever. Like they've been going ham with all the cards from Chilling Reign and Battle Styles, and meanwhile we have cards that were printed, Sword and Shield base set that still don't have their trainer gallery prints.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wouldn't they normally cram all that stuff in as fast as they could, or at least try to?
Yes.
But it looks like they just don't care. Like they literally look like it doesn't matter. And like, I get that like the shiny vaults and stuff have done stuff like this in the past, but this does feel different for some reason, because it's not like, oh, one giant set. This is multiple sets that are like this.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, we're ignoring it. Okay, why though?
Yeah.
Why is it being ignored?
You would think the trainer gallery release would follow a similar pattern to the actual release of the sets that those cards came in. So like things like Crobat, Zacian, and Zamazenta would have been in Brilliant Stars, and then going forward, like the Astral Radiance would have had like the gold Urshifus and Houndoom and stuff like that, and just continue and carry forward sequentially like that, just so that we get the maximum amount of time with these trainer gallery cards.
Yeah, because as it sounds right now, we're going to have a bunch of cards releasing in trainer galleries in Lost Origin and in Sword and Shield 12 that will come out with expanded legality and no standard legality whatsoever. If, again, we rotate
Right.
at normal time.
Right. Okay.
So to add to this,
Ooh.
there is one other thing that's interesting. So there were a bunch of F regulation mark reprints that Japan saw in Start Deck 100. We still have not seen them.
Right. I mean,
So this is stuff.
they.
Go ahead.
Is it possible that they come as part of Lost Origin, or do you think it's like we wouldn't see them until Scarlet Violet?
So if they were Scarlet Violet, they would be G regulation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So they don't think they're okay. So we haven't seen them yet, right? So that could mean that there's going to be in a mini set in the holiday, right? There could be some like October-ish, like Dragon Majesty time mini set that has them in there. At one point I was expecting them to be in Pokemon Go. Based on the set we know for so far for Pokemon Go, it's not in there. They're not going to be there. They could show up in the new Trainer's Toolkit as like a mini set within the Trainer's Toolkit. That's still a possibility.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that you'll see them but still.
It's still a possibility.
Yeah.
But there's also this thought that if there's an F regulation mark, we aren't rotating yet. Why have we not seen them yet? Because if we were going to rotate in August, September, we would need to see them urgently, right?
Yeah.
Trainer's Toolkit again would come out prior, but it's going to make everyone panic in the interim, right?
Yeah.
and you typically TPCI is pretty good about communicating what's going to be legal, so it's very interesting, and I don't know.
But I mean, at the same time, do we need to see them urgently if we already have them with deregulation marks and we just know they're not going to rotate? So is there a rush to get them out?
Well, yeah, because if we do rotate, they rotate. That's the problem. If we don't have the F regulation mark print, they rotate.
Yeah.
Japan has the F regulation mark, but we don't. So until we get them, they're gone.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be super strange for them to rotate and then come back 3 months later or 4 months later, whatever it is, in Scarlet Violet base.
Yeah.
Who
knows? Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't show up in Scarlet base. Maybe they were intentionally printed with F regulation mark because they have no plans to print them in G regulation mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. What I do know is I'm hoping that we get some more information about rotation sooner rather than later, so we don't have to keep having these conversations. Speaking of, I mean, it's not really speaking of rotation, but I didn't have a better segue into the webcam battle that we're about to
Cards.
do. Yeah.
There's your segue.
Yeah, cards. That's all I need to say. You flashed it momentarily. What do you got for us today?
I have a different version of Origin Form Palkia Beast starting you're probably used to seeing on the stuff.
I don't like that.
Most people are running. Most people are running the Inteleon engine. I am not.
Okay, so you're running Bibro, most likely. You might.
Yep.
Yeah, it's either Bibro or Cincino, but like, why would you run Cincino over Bibro? So interesting. All right. Well, we're doing Clash of the Dragons today, which means I have the Dialga, and I apologize, my printer ran out of ink. So a couple of proxies are black and white, but I got the Dialga, you got the Palkia. We'll see how this goes. Do you want odds or even?
I will go with odds.
That rolled off the camera, but it is a 5.
I'll go ahead and go first.
Yep, I expected that.
It's almost like we're playing standard format or something.
Well, this is not shuffled very well. If you slide your prizes a little bit more to the right, that'll be excellent. Yeah, perfect. And whenever you're ready.
Alrighty.
All right, good luck.
bug to you. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and draw to start my turn. That is not what I want to just. Okay. Yeah. Pass.
All right, we'll draw. I can't do much, so I'll attach. And I'll boss that other Palkia. And you'll be able to hit for 160 max. So I'll just end my turn.
Draw for turn. It's a little painful, but I can deal with it, I guess. Ball.
Yeah, it's probably a good pick.
Yeah, I need something. My hand was dead. That Ultra Ball top deck was very, very welcome.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Yeah. We're gonna play down Training Court, Evolution Incense. All the other Demago. Palkia. I'm playing Palkia.
Yes, you are.
Pokemon.
I think this is going to be an extremely quick game one.
It'll be if I can shuffle. What is going on? Maybe I'm just paranoid of it. It feels like every time I'm shuffling now, I feel like I'm splitting something.
Yeah, you split a bunch of sleeves the last time we played.
The Dark Asset for 6. Capacious Bucket.
If I don't top deck like a Research or a Marnie, I just have to scoop.
Oh, that bad.
That bad. So.
Then Paul? Radiant Greninja.
Oh, and now you can train and court that energy back to use concealed cards to draw 2 more. And then play like a Melanie. And then you have essentially drawn 6 with Crobat, 2 with Greninja, and then 3 with Melanie. It's a lot of cards.
Two cards. Aha! I was right. I knew I thought something.
Oh, come on. Your hands are just they're too strong. You gotta be a little more gentle.
Gotta be it.
You got that G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip.
Okay then. Yes, I was doing. What was I doing? I was drawing. That was one of the cards I drew, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. All right. We are going to Melanie.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Training Court. Cash return. Bench. Bucket number 2.
Yeah, this is not looking solid. I mean, you look like you're doing pretty good, but...
Well,
oh man, this is...
that's not what I wanted to see, but hopefully it doesn't matter this game.
I don't think it's gonna, because then you could still Star Portal. Power up the other Palkias.
My big target for Star Portal was prized, so...
Oh.
My big scaly target.
Is it Starmie?
Yeah. It's hard.
I knew it.
I love that card so much. It's been such a brutal attacker in testing.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's going to be 160 plus the belt.
So
right?
190.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help. Yeah, this is I drew into three Dialgas, 2 energies, a Magnezone.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just nothing I can do.
You said you were going first, right?
I am, yes.
Awesome.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, and then you just did the 1 mulligan, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll drop that.
Okay, I'll draw.
Okay.
Let's quick ball a Metal Energy. Let's take a look here. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get a Magnemite.
That art is so pretty.
It's a cute Magnemite.
It's so good.
Although, for me, I don't think really anything is better than the Machamp V. Not even the Alt Art V. I love the regular Machamp V. That, like, yeah.
There's a lot of really good art in Astral Radiance.
And for Alt Arts, Alt Art Beedrill.
I pulled it!
Did you? Oh, that's so exciting.
Yes. I actually live streamed it. One of my local game shops came through after all, so I was able to open up a pre-release kit on Saturday morning at like 3
Oh.
So we still pulled it. We got it open. I was like, awesome! And I pulled a Lilligant V-Star too. I'm just hyped.
Very, very nice. Intrepid Sword to end the turn, and you're up.
Draw for sure. We are going to... Okay.
I didn't really pull anything super wild for my... Pokemon sent me an ETB and a booster box, which was super, super kind of them. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing I pulled was... Out of the ETB, I pulled the Radiant Hawlucha, which is probably one of my favorite cards from the set.
I love that Hawlucha. I just wish it were better. Like, it's still good, but it's not enough, in my opinion.
I like to play fighting decks, and then between that and Grant and Choice Belts, you're doing just a ton of damage.
Yeah.
So, and Grant is also just a very good card.
Yeah, I like Grant. I want to play with it in Mad Party.
Oh, yeah, that could be really good.
Let's see how it does.
That and, like, Wormadam.
Yeah.
Or Wormadam, however it's pronounced.
How great do you want to be?
That's a good question.
Very greedy.
Oh, you are taking a little bit of a risk.
A bit of a risk, actually. But we'll go with it anyway.
Because that Palkia does get KO'd by Brave Blade. So let's see. So a lot of energy is already in the discard.
Three.
Did it pay off? Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a close one there. I was a little worried.
Yeah, it was really greedy because it was a dark asset for 3, so it was very, very greedy, but it did pay off.
Yeah.
We are going to tap to return. Melanie.
Hedging your bets. I like it.
Perfect.
Oh, now you get to draw 2 with the Greninja. You are just drawing.
Yeah, this deck draws like crazy. I don't even have barrel out yet. And main ruler.
And what was it?
Domain ruler. It's an attack that lets me to search my deck for a stadium card.
Oh.
Reveal it.
Okay.
Put it to my hand.
Okay. I will draw for turn. We are going to bench a Bronzor. And then I think... let's go ahead and Saucer. Chew the Bronzor. And from there, we will Marnie.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yep.
That's why I went after that training court.
All right. Let's go ahead. We will discard. We'll discard 2 metal energies for Ultra Ball. You know what? We'll do 1. We'll do a Magnezone and an Ultra Ball. And let's see. You think you're the only one with a Radiant Greninja?
Nah. Radiant Greninja's mean everything. It's so good. It's so good. The few decks that we tested with the Halucha got the Halucha pulled and swapped in for a Greninja almost immediately. Greninja's just that good.
Okay, and we will... we're going to attach for turn. I'm going to use your training court to get this metal energy back. And then I'm going to discard it with Greninja to draw 2. And then we'll Saucer to this Bronzor. And let's see, Palkia does 160, 180, 200, 220, no matter what. So it doesn't matter if I bench this Dialga, so I will just to do. And we'll put an air balloon onto this Magnemite. And I will Brave Blade for KO.
That's your turn.
Yep.
We're going to use Training Court and secret asset. Concealed cards, whatever the card actual official name is.
I would love it if you didn't have. I would love it.
If I didn't have the V-Star?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not going to be a question. I have that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's just how do I get it is what I'm trying to question. So I have 2 different ways to get it. We're gonna play. And we're gonna go ahead again twice.
Okay. Key. Just KO me. But I guess not before you, Star Portal.
So I gotta do the Star Portal first. We are going to Star Portal. Let's see here. We're gonna do. And then Spatial Swell.
Okay. And I don't like that Greninja being powered up, so that's not fun. I'll draw for turn. Let's see. You took 2 prizes. I just have to Marnie.
Okay.
And we'll draw our 5. Really didn't hit anything we want. I'll evolve into Magneton. I'm going to discard with Greninja to draw 2. Okay. What are the odds that as soon as I evolve, I draw into Rare Candy Magnezone?
100% apparently.
Okay. Cool. We'll attach to Dialga. We'll Metal Saucer to Dialga. I'll retreat. You hit 4. 160, 190, 210. Yeah, so I have to give you something else. This is like really problematic. I guess I kind of have to give the Greninja. And I'll bump your Training Court with Crystal Cave.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, drop a turn. Push ball.
Okay.
What's the HP on Dialga?
Oh, it's only 220. And then when you KO it, it's game over.
Well, then we'll just KO it.
Yeah, because there's nothing I'm going to be able to do in response. Even if I had played Magnezone, I can put metal energies, right? That's what it does. I look at the top 6 cards of the deck and attach any metal energies that are there. So there would have been a couple of, metal energies attached to the Dialga. Cool. But I still can't do anything without the V-Star, and I still can't do anything without Bronzong. So would have to hope that
if for whatever reason I couldn't take down your Dialga, my plan was to retreat out of this guy, put Greninja forward, and knock out both your Bronzong and your Magneton.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah.
So either way, I would have been in a lot of trouble. So yeah, this is not a very good deck, at least in this build. Maybe the Arceus version is a little bit better. I'm sure it is, simply because you can self-accelerate while still doing damage. In this build, you're so reliant on getting Magnezone. I mean, maybe you don't need Magnezone and Bronzong, but Bronzong.
Yeah, I don't like the Magnezone. I like the Magneton line, obviously, but I don't think Magneton's the answer.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us the combo, right? So I said, well, we might as well go ahead and try it out and see, is it worth it? But you're running 3 evolution lines, the Dialga, Magnezone, and the Bronzong. One of them is a stage 2, which means you need a bunch of Pokemon plus things like rare candies. It's just far, far too inconsistent. You need a lot more search, I think, than what this has. So
yeah,
fun.
From experience, this Magnezone is basically a reprint of Blastoise from Team Up. And so, like, from experience, having seen that, one of my co-professors at my local league tried playing it with Blastoise GX, that same one, and it ultimately just proved to be jank.
Yeah.
And so when I saw the Magnezone, I was like, nah.
Yeah, well, we gotta try. It's a different format, different cards are available, different stuff is around,
Sure.
So you never know until you go and give it a go. But we gave it a shot, and neither time did it really kind of perform. Like I held up together the first couple of turns, but once you get that Palkia V-Star out, you just start outputting so much damage that, okay, fine, I Chrono Star, I do 220, which doesn't even knock out your Palkia V-Star. And now I take another turn, and now I finally knock it out. And then what?
Yeah, you don't actually get the advantage, really. It's rough.
So it does not help as much as you might think or want it to, unless you're gonna like boss KO like a Crobat or something, and now you get an extra turn. That's the only time it like really actually helps. But not a big fan of Dialga. Did not think I would be, but yeah, it is what it is.
Someone is going to break it. Just wait. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Someone's going to.
They're going to be like, oh, look, this card's not bulk after all. Everybody's going to be like, crap. It's going to be Whimsicott all over again.
Yeah, someone's going to make it work, and it's not going to be me. I'll say that. Man, JustInBasil, thanks so much for taking the time to chat and about rotation, give us some of your knowledge and information. Absolutely beat down on me with Dialga, with Palkia. I mean, I can't keep them straight anymore. So, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that didn't exactly go the way I had hoped it would, but in all fairness, I didn't have a ton of expectations. I'm not a huge fan of Dialga, and having the Bronzongs and the Magnezone doesn't feel great. That's 3 evolution lines. You have the Magnezone, the stage 2, and then 2 stage 1s with the Dialga and the Bronzong. It's a nice combo in theory, right? To use Magnezone's ability to get a bunch of energy from the top of your deck and then move them however you need with Bronzong, and then you Metal Saucer, and then you go in or you can Metal Saucer, then Bronzong, and yeah, then you could start attacking with what's his face with Dialga. You hit pretty hard. I think it does 40 damage for each metal energy you have. So, you're constantly hitting for 200 damage if you have 5 metal energies, and then you can Chrono Star for 220, get an extra turn. It works on paper, but in reality, it's just a little bit too inconsistent for it to be pulled off at the frequency that you want. So, Maybe Arceus Dialga works better. Maybe some other Dialga build works better. I'm looking forward to individuals like Little Dark Fury to make this work and do a better job with it than I did, but I don't really know. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found this a little informative. If you did, subscribe, like, comment. Go check out Justin Basil's website, YouTube, Discord, and yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I said that already. I'll see you next time.